Hi, I'm Bill Seener.
And I'm Jay Burney, and welcome to Staying Connected. This is a program that we're putting together, Bill and I, to talk about elder wisdom and grandparents' knowledge, and to help bring what the older generation knows to the world through this podcast. We're going to have guests, young people as well as old people, but we're hoping to have some fun because, we know we're not going to be around forever. And we know we have a lot to share because we have been around for a long time and we've done a lot of things. So hi Bill, it's good to see you. It's today is
Good to see you, always.
Early April
Yeah,
and we're in Buffalo. This is our first show, or at
and
least our
it's
our pilot.
and the sun is shining.
The sun is shining. Yeah, yeah. Wait till tomorrow. Yeah, there's a large demonstration in Buffalo and all around the country scheduled for tomorrow, April 5th. And the weather in Buffalo is supposed to be pretty horrible. Um, but anyway, so what do you want to talk about?
Well, I've been reading Robin Wall Kimmerer's The Serviceberry, and there's not only a lot of elder wisdom there, there's multi-generational elder wisdom because she is a member of the Potawatomi Nation. So it brings a First Nations perspective to living with the environment. And I was especially struck yesterday by a passage that I hope I can find, yes, that I think encapsulates some of the things that we'd like to talk about over the course of this program. And what she says is, I lament my own immersion in an economy that grinds what is beautiful and unique into dollars, converts gifts to commodities in a currency that enables us to purchase things we don't really need while destroying what we do. And she goes on, as I watch the robins and cedar waxwings fill their bellies, I see a gift economy in which abundance is stored in the belly of my brother. Supporting a thriving bird community is essential to the well-being of the serviceberry and everyone else up and down the food chain. That seems especially important to an immobile, long-lived being like a tree who can't run away from ruptured relationships. Thriving is possibly only if you have nurtured strong bonds with your community. I think that's really profound. She talks about two different, radically different concepts of an economy. The first being an economy of scarcity, where we purchase things that become more and more expensive, the scarcer they become. And in that process, we destroy things that are important. And then this gift economy that is characterized by the serviceberry. Uh, a very abundant source of food and joy that's um, to be shared with all in the community. And I think part of what we hope to impart through this series is to think more about how we can become a community and live with rather than against the resources that have been given to us. And by doing that, to leave our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren a better place to live and work and raise their families.
There's a lot of concepts in those phrases, and there's a lot to embrace, a lot to think about. I love Robin Wall Kimmerer. Um, she has also written a book called Braiding Sweetgrass, which is maybe more people are familiar with that.
Hmm.
Um, but she's a great writer and she's very wise, and she brings a lot to the table. And I think it's a very appropriate person and concept to be talking about. I mean, our culture is definitely immersed in economies that aren't necessarily about community building. They're about community extrapolating, taking out resources. We think a lot about local communities and local economies, and we hardly do that. The way the world economy works is it's very extractive. And in fact, the way the world economy works is it does not respect nature or wilderness or the real values and the real things that promote life and healthy life. David Suzuki taught us a lot about the idea that uh, economists look at a forest for its value, timber value, board feet, and they don't think about the resources that that forest provides in clean water, clean air. And in fact, when they destroy it, take it apart and turn it into, commodities, they call that cost external to profit. And that externality creates a lack of care about what that destruction is. And the costs are social destruction, environmental destruction. And by social destruction, I mean, when you extract commodities, you can cause war and death and sickness. And the other version, which is the sharing economy, the service-based abundance, something we need to think through how to do. And I think it's easy to think that our society has collapsed because of that first economy. Um, it's I always say that the biggest contributor, the biggest cause of climate change is the economy. It's the way our economy works, it's the way capitalism works, and the way we
Hmm.
practice it. So that's wisdom that not many people, even in our generation, understand or embrace. But it's such an important way to think about how we move forward if we can.
Well, we seem to have grown up in a time when jobs are the constant political um, issue that's put before us, and that everything is subservient to job creation. I
Yeah.
mean, in the first term of this president, there was the talk about the oil shale pipeline from Alberta to the Gulf Coast that was touted as a jobs creation bill rather than uh, an issue that had to do with the environment. Um, Goodness knows we all need jobs, or at least some of us did need jobs before we got to be elders. Um, so I don't think we can discount the importance of job creation, but we have to be mindful of the way we do it and what we're doing and what we're destroying as we undertake all of that.
The investments in quality of life are so fundamental to having a healthy society and having healthy people.
Mhm.
But even locally, the jobs are often promoted as the reason we have to do development. When we did some work on the outer harbor of Buffalo and Lake Erie a few years ago, the developer argument was we're creating jobs by building these condos along the waterfront, which will destroy nature. The truth is, they created some jobs. They were mostly temporary jobs, mostly not high paid jobs. But the destruction of the environment costs society so much. And there's a way that we have to shift how we talk about jobs and creating quality of life and income for people. We're about at 10 minutes right now, and I know we talked about staying at about 10 minutes, so I think we should be thinking about wrapping up at least this first show. It's short. Um,
Okay.
and I really think we had a really nice conversation, and
I agree.
let's do this again.
And we opened up some issues to elaborate on down the road.
Thank you. And we're going to sign off now, and we'll be back again next time. Don't know when, but not too far away.
Okay.
See ya.
See you soon.